Hey there, Gabe here, and it's been a very long time since I've posted Battle Report. Uh, Hopefully you're still on my channel so you can see this, but yeah, if not, well, your loss. Alright, we got a 2,500 point battle. I'm playing my High Elves, and my buddy Devin is borrowing some Tomb Kings from another one of our guys from the group. Yeah, so here we go. I have Caredrian on his Frost Phoenix. I have 5 Reavers, a Bolt Thrower, 10 Dragon Princes with a Noble BSB and a Halberd, and an Armor of Destiny. I have a Flame Spire Phoenix that I'm proxying with the Dragon model of another Bolt Thrower, 5 more Reavers, 14 Silverhelm with an Archmage that is a level 4 high magic with Book of Hoeth and Talisman of Preservation. Another Bolt Thrower, Lion Chariot of Trace, and 5 more Elorian Reavers. My opponent has 5 Skeleton Horse Archers that are scouting, a Necrosphinx, 3 Necropolis Knights, 4 Chariots with a Tomb King on a chariot, and the Tomb King has Sword of Anti-Heroes, Armor of Destiny, and the other Trickster's Shard. He has the Casket of Souls, another Necrosphinx, 30 Tomb Guard with a Lich High Priest that has the lore of Nehekara, with a Dispel Scroll and Talisman of Preservation. And then he has 29 archers behind them, and 5 more skeleton horse. 2 units of 5 more skeleton horse archers. My spells, I have Soul Quench, Walk Between Worlds, Drain Magic, and Apotheosis. My opponent has a bunch of weird spells that I can't hardly pronounce, but I'm going to try. Khazar's Incantation of Desert Wind, Nerd's Incantation of Protection, Azirian's Incantation of Vengeance, and Yuskas blah blah Incantation of Desiccation. Here's his Vanguard moves. Here's my Vanguard moves. And High Elves turn 1. My Reavers move right up in front of his archers. My Chariot, Silverhelm, Reavers, and Phoenix move up here, just straight up. Here are my Dragon Princes moving up. And my Phoenix with the hero and my other Reavers moving up. The magic phase is 8 to 6. I get Walk Between Worlds off on the Reavers to put them behind his enemy lines. And then I cast Apotheosis to better my ward save for my Silverhelm and Mage. Here's an overview of the board. Shooting phase. The 2 Bolt Throwers and the Reavers do 6 total wounds to the Necro Knights. So now he's just down to 1 model there. The other Bolt Thrower kills 3 Skeleton Horse Archers, and the Reavers kill 3 Skeleton Horse Archers. And there's no close combat. Tomb King turn 1, his Sphinx makes the charge into the Fire Phoenix. I definitely was not expecting that. I'm pretty sure I forgot that it could fly, so he made the charge fairly easy, so that's not good. His single Necropolis Knight fails to charge the Reavers. I stood and shot, but didn't do any wounds. His other Necro Sphinx moves over to the right, to his left of the board, and then his archers turned and moved behind my Reavers. Magic is 8 to 4. He only gets off Incantation of Desert Wind, which heals the Necro Knights and the Horse Archers, giving all units within 24 inches a free normal move. So he got a Necro Knight back, and it moved forward. And I think his chariots moved sideways. And here's a picture of his 2 units moving up a little bit, and the horse archers are healed up now. In his shooting phase, he does 1 wound to the Elorian Reavers from the skeleton horse archers. He also does 2 wounds to the Reavers with these 2 units of skeleton horse archers. In close combat, his Sphinx does 1 wound to the Fire Phoenix. I do none back, but I do ward save the heroic killing blow wound, so only 1 wound goes through, and I pass my break test, so that's good. Staying strong there. High Elves turn 2. The Reavers charge the archers to move out of the way of Caredrian and his Frost Phoenix, and Caredrian and the Dragon Princes charge into the Tomb Guard. Nice juicy target there. Hopefully I can wreck face. My chariot charges into the flank of his Necro Knights. And I'm pretty sure I didn't move anything else. Actually, my Reavers at the top of the screen moved closer to his Casket of Souls. In the magic phase, it's 10 dice to 6. I move the Silver Helm 1 inch with Walk Between Worlds, so I'd be in range to Soul Quench his Necrosphinx, because I wasn't close enough and I didn't measure in the movement phase, so got a better ward save. He didn't really know what I was doing with that, so he let it go through, so yeah. I do try casting Soul Quench. I get it off irresistibly, and it does nothing to the Sphinx, and I think I rolled a 7, so it only killed 1 Silver Helm. In the shooting phase, the Bolt Thrower that has the arrow coming from it does 1 wound to the chariot, and the other Bolt Throwers kill the skeleton horse archers in the back behind the other unit of skeleton horse archers and the Reavers. In close combat, the Reavers do 2 wounds to the horse archers. He does 1 back. He crumbles 2, and I think I have 2 left, and he has 1 left, I believe. In the other close combat, his Hierophant challenges I accept with my Dragon Prince champion. I do a total of 6 wounds with everything, I believe, to the Tomb Guard, and I do 1 wound to his Hierophant with my champion. He does 1 wound back to the unit, and he crumbles 7 from combat res. I had been saving a ton of armor saves, because I think I had a 3-up armor save, because he wasn't buffed at all, and then I had that 6-up war save, which helped. So, yeah, so he crumbled 7, and we're still in combat. In the next close combat, the Fire Phoenix does 1 wound, and he does 1 wound back, so we tie combat. The Chariot does a few wounds. I'm not sure how many on the impact hits. He does 2 back, and he crumbles the rest. And the Chariot overruns, which I don't really know why I overran with the Chariot. Probably hoping to roll really high and get into the side of his Tomb Guard. I'm not really sure what I was thinking here. But yeah, you'll see what happens next. Tomb King's turn 2. His chariots charge the flank of my chariot, which I'm sure you expected. And his Necrosphinx charges into my Silver Helm, which I don't think I was expecting that, or I just was waiting to take it, or I don't really know. So yeah, his archers reform, Magic is 8 dice to 3. He gets off Desert Wind to heal 1 wound on the Sphinx, and 3 Tomb Guard back. Then he gets off Desiccation, which lowers the strength and toughness of the Dragon Princes by 1. Ouch, that's gonna hurt. In the shooting phase, he gets no wounds on the Reavers. In close combat, the Reavers kill the last Horse Archer and reform. His Chariot kills my Chariot on impact hits and reforms to face the Dragon Princes. In the close combat with the Fire Phoenix, I do 2 wounds. The Necro Sphinx, he does none back, and he crumbles only by 1 because the Sphinx is a construct. I kill 6 Tomb Guard, and he only does 1 wound back to the Dragon Princes after lowering their toughness and strength by 1, which I was amazed. I saved so many. I had so many armor saves and ward saves. It was insane. He crumbles another 6, and the champion and the Hierophant whiff at each other again, and they remain in combat. High Elves turn 3. My Reavers charge his Chariot in the flank. His Tomb King makes way. These Reavers charge the Casket of Souls. Magic phase is 7 dice to 5. I get off Apotheosis to heal the Fire Phoenix, and then I get off Drain Magic to better ward save for my unit. In the shooting phase, these bolt throwers kill 1 archer. In close combat, the Reavers kill the casket. The explosion from the casket does 2 wounds to the chariots and 3 wounds to his archers. It didn't do any damage to the Reavers themselves, which I thought was pretty funny. I finish off the rest of the Tomb Guards, and the Hierophant does 1 wound, and the Hierophant, he does 1 wound back to the Dragon Princes. So I lose another Dragon Prince, but still very strong with 7 of them and a BSB. The Dragon Princes then reform toward the chariots. And not sure what I decided to do with Phoenix. I don't think he reformed. I think he just overran. The Sphinx does 3 wounds to the Fire Phoenix, which put him back down to 1 wound, which I was very happy I healed. Or 2 wounds. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I passed my break test. His king kills 2 Reavers, and I failed to wound and fail my break test, so that's them running away. His other Sphinx kills my mage with the heroic killing blow. I do 2 wounds back. He loses by 1, but doesn't crumble because he's the construct. After killing his Hierophant, just barely, I think we forgot until the end of this turn, but his army starts to crumble. So the last 4 archers, the horse archers up in the right corner, crumble. 2 of his archers crumble, and the Sphinx in combat with a Fire Phoenix crumbles its last wound. So very unlucky for him, but very lucky for me. Tomb King's turn 3. His chariots charge the Dragon Princes, and the archers charge the Reavers. There is no magic phase or shooting phase. In close combat, he does 1 wound on impact hits. I challenge him with my champ. He accepts with his. His champion kills my champion, and his king kills my BSB. The rest of the Dragon Princes do 6 wounds to the chariots. I actually win by 1. Don't know how that happened, but I actually win by 1. And so he crumbles by 1. The Reavers on the top kill 3 archers, and he kills 1 Reaver. I lose combat and fail my break test and flee off the table. And the archers reform to face the Phoenix. And the silver helms that are not in this picture, because we're starting to wind down on time, kill the Sphinx. So all he has left on the board are his chariots and archers, and here's where my opponent concedes the game. I don't blame him one bit, because on my turn, my Flame Phoenix would have charged his chariot, and my Frost Phoenix and Caredrian would have charged his archers, and probably made short time of them, and then my Silver Helm would be right behind his chariots by the end of the turn. So I don't blame him one bit for conceding here, because he was looking up a very steep hill. So yeah. And this is an overview of the board, how it last stood. The Sphinx on the table in the upper part of the screen is dead. So yeah. And here is my first recorded win ever as a battle report. So yay me. I scored 1735 for points, and my opponent scored 953. So a little less than a 600 point. No. A little less than an 800 point victory. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll be back pretty soon with another battle report. It's in the works. I just gotta do some more notes and then record it, and I should have it up hopefully by the end of the weekend. Alright, thanks guys.